Well, Hollywood elites are pretending they're being blacklisted for free speech. They're saying McCarthyism is back, and they are inviting us to be in awe of their bravery. Jane Fonda and 550 of her millionaire friends have relaunched what they're calling the Committee for the First Amendment and posting like they're martyrs. Look at these images. We're supposed to see this and think, wow, brave women standing up to authoritarianism. No, in fact, these are delusional elites role-playing as the persecuted from their mansions. Only their cause is idiotic, and they show that they have a basic lack of understanding of history. Look at their statement. It reads, the committee was initially created during the McCarthy era, a time when the federal government repressed and persecuted American citizens for their political beliefs. They targeted elected officials, government employees, academics, and artists who were blacklisted, harassed, silenced, and even imprisoned. Now it's our turn. We need to stand up together. All of that is untrue. I guess I don't really expect Hollywood actresses to know that, but we know that. So let's remind ourselves how stupid they are and look at what actually happened in history. A lot of this came from the video I did over the summer. Here's a screenshot of that image, that video, if you please watch it and share it. McCarthyism is a word that was created by Democrats and the State Department to detract from the fact that Joseph McCarthy was right and there were Soviet spies working in the State Department. It's a lot like how the CIA made up the term conspiracy theorist to detract from the truth about the JFK assassination. We know now that McCarthy was right for two reasons. Number one, when the Soviet Union fell in the 1990s, they gave us the Venona transcripts that showed them in contact with their spies in the State Department. We also know that Joseph McCarthy was right because J. Edgar Hoover was tracking these people in the FBI. He had volumes of information that has now been declassified. He was giving this to the White House. The Truman White House was curiously uninterested, which is yet more proof that Democrats were mysteriously protecting Soviet spies inside the U.S. government. That's a discussion for another day. The point is that when these Hollywood elites say that this was McCarthyism, they're talking about a person who rightly was seeking out foreign agents. Did he, though, go on to destroy people's lives by naming names? Actually, the truth is, if you read the transcripts of those congressional hearings, no, he tried not to. It was Senator Millard Tydings, a Democrat, who accused him of naming names and smearing people. But McCarthy never wanted to. The transcripts for the House Un-American Committee show clearly that McCarthy said many times he thought it would be inappropriate to name names publicly, but the Democrats cornered him. Millard Tydings and his thugs pushed him to name names and then maligned him for it. So this naming of names should not be associated with McCarthy. Read the transcripts, you dumb idiots. Now, when they say in their statement that artists were pursued under McCarthyism, also, idiots, that's wrong. You are not the victim, Jane Fonda. None of the people investigated in the McCarthy hearings had anything to do with Hollywood. The Hollywood blacklist was created by Hollywood executives. Well, you've heard us talk about the transformative results that people see after using Genucel. Well, here's a real story from Sandra from Virginia. She says, this is a true story. After 5 days of using Genucel products, my husband said, you look young. Whatever you're doing is working. Yes, it sounds like a fake commercial, but that's really what happened. He didn't know I had bought the Genucel products. I like the texture. Products are easy to use and working fine on my very sensitive skin. I've tried many expensive products and this one works. Well, now it's your turn to see results just like that with Genucel's end of season summer sale. There's only a few days left to get it. It includes the Genucel Complete Skincare Package at 70% off with the dark spot corrector, plus the Genucel bags and puffiness treatments. This is the best skincare in the world, and you are getting it risk-free. Go to Genucel.com/redacted and start looking years, maybe even decades younger tomorrow. All orders are upgraded to free shipping when you use our link. So again, that's Genucel.com/redacted, Genucel.com/redacted. See results in day one. You'll get compliments everywhere you go, guaranteed, or your money back. Genucel.com/redacted. Nobody in the government had anything to do with the Hollywood blacklist. That was internal. So when they are playing that their industry has been under attack for decades, they're idiots. They don't know. Now, this is probably not what you were taught in school. American textbooks blame McCarthy for all kinds of nonsense. They never teach that he was right. He actually got his initial information from the State Department. It didn't come from nowhere. It wasn't a prejudice he held. It was from intel. Now, I point this out because it's laughable, not only that these celebrities are using McCarthyism out of ignorance, but that they're pretending to be victims of it now. They're just seizing on Jimmy Kimmel's suspension to cosplay as the persecuted. Where was this outrage when the Biden administration was actually censoring big tech to silence dissent over the pandemic? Where was this outrage when Gina Carano was actually fired for her own personal expression of her views from Disney?
Silence.
Their silence then and their sudden heroism now shows exactly what they are, which is arrogant clowns.
Actually, there wasn't silence. They dogpiled her. You had Pedro Pascal, who plays the Mandalorian. I think he basically took the side of Disney publicly.
He did?
Yeah.
But he spoke out against the Jimmy Kimmel firing. He said nothing about Gina Carano. There are plenty of anecdotes about who's the guy who plays Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, Tim Allen?
Tim Allen also being pushed out of Disney because of his conservative views, his support for Trump. He said something about Charlie Kirk recently. And they don't defend his free speech. It's about Jimmy Kimmel's right to lie. So it's not only are they self-centered and self-serving and they have tunnel vision for only the politics they like, they're just misreading history and allowing it to present themselves as these brave victims, these Annie Leibovitz type portraits. It's like, look at me, looking in the face of danger.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Right. Natalie Portman. Not Natalie Kidman. That's not a person. I had a whole... Michael Keaton. All of these people you would hope would have some kind of read a book before you use the word McCarthyism, but they don't. Here, Sean Penn, of course. Ted Danson, Viola Davis, Whoopi Goldberg, Winona Ryder, John Hamm, George Takei, Elizabeth Shue, Alyssa Milano, J.J. Abrams. Does none of them? You use McCarthyism to your own advantage to glorify Hollywood. Maybe you should look it up. Stupid idiots.
Well, yeah, George Takei also, I think, even posted in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death some really horrific things. Total lies, by the way. He got totally ratioed on social media, but they don't look up anything because they live in these little cloistered bubbles.
Yeah.
They live in these little Hollywood bubbles where they don't actually interact with human beings or real people. They've got a whole bunch of sycophants that hang around them.
I'm offended by the stupidity of it. So anyhow, I had to say that because it makes me so mad when people use that in the wrong way. Know the story before you use stupid things like that.